Alright, you guys, what's up? It's your boy Seiko, and today I'm gonna talk to you about what I'm gonna do, my decision and Jose's decision about Jetzilla. It's nothing bad at all, so don't think that. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about that right now, and I'm gonna show y'all the motor mounts. So those of you that know, I've been waiting and waiting from companies and this and that or whatever to hear back about doing the heads, and I've been calling, and they like, I'm gonna hit you back up, I never do. And so when I call them back, they be like, oh yeah, I remember, this and that. And ever since then, like, I'll be like, have you heard back from the other guy that does the port and polish or whatever? Because the other guy that does the port and polish it's not in Florida, it's in Georgia, some part of Georgia. And I'm like, okay. So he was like, he's gonna hit me back up on what to ship it to either Florida or ship it to the guy that does the port and polish, because the guy that does the port and polish, he goes up to Florida like every 2 weeks. So that way he gets like his orders or whatever that basically needs to be put together, like the cams and all that stuff, which all of that right there, that's basically what's going to get done. The exhaust valves, intake valves, they can stay OEM, and cams. That's basically about it. And then of course the little followers, what I had to pop out for this, in the spring, my bad, basically that goes over the spring that basically is up under the followers. So yeah, it's just like, I'm getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of the waiting game, like, oh, I'll give you a call back, this and that. So I was like, you know what, so basically, since I think it was 3 or 4 videos ago, I told you guys I had somebody that can put the motor together. And apparently the guy, we've been trying to get in contact with him, and we haven't been hearing nothing back from him. Not just me, it's me and another guy that has a 300, one of my buddies, and we haven't heard nothing from him. He was like, man, I have to find me another mechanic. I'm like, I hate that. I'm kind of getting tired of that too, like, going and spending a lot of money like that just to do that, like the motor and stuff. Which the machining part, honestly, truly, guys, I wouldn't mind learning, but there's no company down here really want to do these type of motors like the VGs, because that's all you hear about. VG is just a turd motor or whatever. Which, okay, I'm like, okay, y'all can say that, but it's not gonna affect me no type of way, because at the end of the day, that's why I got it, to prove y'all wrong. Like, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but hey, once this VG, turd or whatever whoops you, you'll be, looking crazy. Which, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because I just, like I said, got a soft spot for the 300s. But anyways, back onto subject. Yeah, we haven't been having any like good luck lately with it. So those of you that have been wondering, like, hey, when's Jetzilla gonna be done? When Jetzilla's gonna be done? I'm trying my best, you guys. Like, that's really what's been going on. That's what put me at a standstill. And I know y'all been waiting on the paint for the back bumper, which I may do it this week, I may not. It depends, because basically they're trying to say we're having another storm come by, but I think at the same time it's going to pass us. So yeah, I'm really like, I'm kind of like, hey, for this car, it was just drop the motor in here, and the rest of it, it'll be okay, it'll fall in place, because I'm just getting tired of seeing this car sit up like this. So yeah, I'm like I say, y'all guys, it's patience. That's the main thing. It's just like life, you gotta have patience. So yeah, yeah. So those of you that know, I had made a post saying I finally made my decision, and what I meant by that is we're gonna attempt to put the motor together. And I know y'all been like, why ain't you been doing that? Why haven't you been doing it? It's because a lot of people is, you know, kind of iffy about doing stuff like that, because you know, if you can easily mess something up like that in the process, and that's exactly what I was worried about. So you know, I was like, now it's looking like I have no choice about, you know, but to do it myself, me and Jose. So I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll try it. It ain't gonna hurt, you know. And so I was up there the other day, and I was up there, you know, got the head studs and all that, ARP head studs, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna attempt to do this. So I went to, you know, doing the little specs or whatever, and doing the little head studs and putting the heads on there. And I'm like, you know what, this ain't bad. So the only problem is we just don't have no pneumatic tools, because we don't have no air compressor. And you know, that goes by foot-pounds. Those of you that are wondering why I haven't been trying to do the motor, because I'm like, because you can mess up, you know, the torque on it, and it can throw off the whole motor. And yeah, so with that being said, you guys, I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna F it, you know. It's time for me to, you know, learn something new, instead of just doing, like, you know, alternators, you know, this basic stuff, which I just dropped a rear. We just dropped a rear end for my buddy DeMarcus. Those of you that know him, that has the orange Mustang, the 95 Mustang, and he had got him another Mustang. So we decided to go to the junkyard and get him a rear end out of a, you know, a 2000 model Mustang. So yeah, I really just I really just was like, you know what, if I can do this, you know what, I want to attempt to do it on RZs and, you know, whatnot, because nobody really and truly is not interested in working on RZs, and everybody that are interested, they're like busy, or it's just they don't have the time. So yeah, so those of you that have been wondering, like, man, when's you gonna, you know, update us about what's gonna happen, here's your little update basically. So far as this goes, like the plate and all that, that's basically about done. So I really I really don't have much to talk about right now besides the motor, and I really want to get that on video, because I did the teardown basically. So it's time to do the, you know, put it back together part. So yeah, you guys, but I'm sorry for the wait. It's just, that's how it is now. I'm waiting. It's the waiting game. So I'm like, you know what, from now on, when I do the motor or whatever, we're gonna do that ourselves. So I know y'all like, well, they should have been doing that, you know. Well, it looks like I have no choice. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna show y'all the motor mounts right quick. They came in 2 days ago, I believe, or last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, last week, I'm not mistaken. And I had ordered just a pair of them, but I ended up ordering 2 sets of them, which it's okay, because at the end of the day, who knows, I might pull the motor out of the Black Z whenever you know, I decide to do upgrades on that, or Jose's, and swap those out. So yeah, so I'm gonna show y'all. There it is, the motor mount. These are solid. I'm gonna show y'all the OEM motor mounts. The reason why a lot of them don't really, oh, and this is just the bracket that just sits right there on the motor. It sits just like that, and it sits in the car. So I'm gonna show y'all basically how the OEM motor mounts look, and that's why a lot of people switch out the motor mounts on the VGs, because I don't know what they were thinking in Japan, but this is the motor mount. It's rubber. Yeah, it's rubber, like some really hard rubber, and look how it does over time. It basically deteriorates and tears and all that, and your motor start rocking and all that, which I hate that. But at the same time, that's a good upgrade for any of you guys that own VGs, that's a good upgrade. Those are, I think, the 6-shooter aluminum motor mounts. So yeah, look at that thing. See, I'm getting tired of seeing VGs sit like that. I'm getting tired of Jetzilla sit like that. So on a flat tire, it just with leaves like that, the cracked windshield, all of that, all of this, I'm just getting tired of seeing it sit up like that and not drivable. So I'm like, you know what, it's time to make a change. Time for me to go and get up and do my thing, and hey, get at it. Can't, you know, ain't no looking back now. It is what it is. So that's a little update about what I'm gonna do now. So that was the main thing. I was letting y'all know I'm just gonna basically do the motor myself for now, since nobody really has, you know, the time to do it or whatever. And once the heads, I promise y'all, once the heads get here, we're gonna attempt to put this motor together ourselves, and hopefully y'all enjoy this journey. And with that being said, I see y'all in the next video.